Can you tell me about the movie and your character Peter?
So I play. Oh well, the movie Duel is about. We live in a world that if you're gonna die, you have an option to make a clone of yourself, so your family doesn't need to suffer the pain of losing you. That clone basically takes over your life, learns everything about you, and in this particular movie, Karen's character doesn't end up dying from the thing that she was diagnosed with. So contractually, you're supposed to fight to the death. And it's kind of like well, in New Zealand here, it's like a Saturday night rugby match or a football match in America, where it's like, okay, this week's clone fight to the death is Karen's character, and basically whoever wins that duel gets to live out the rest of the life as that person. And I play Karen's wife in this. Karen's wife. I'm pretty much kind of Karen's husband in this film, and he's a businessman. He works overseas, and in the beginning of the film, they don't really, they've kind of gone past the lovey-dovey stage. You know how everyone has that good, 6 to 5 months of lovey-dovey stage with your partner when you first meet them, and they're a couple of years deep, and all that glitz and glamour has died away, and then the clone comes in, and he really falls in love with Karen's character, and falls in love with the clone more than Karen, and yeah, that's pretty much me.
Well, I'm married, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm married too, man. I'm married too.
So how did you actually get the part? I mean, I've heard good things about the film.
Yeah, how I got the part is weird. Like I heard about the film. I've watched Riley's work, the artist self-defense, and my agent flicked through his script, and it was basically kind of over a phone call. Like I'd done a bunch of research on Riley, and I was like, man, I really would love to work with this guy. Riley ended up calling me at kind of the worst time. I have twins, so I have twin boys, and they were probably about 3 years old around the time. I was in Hawaii, and it was that time where you're trying to get them from dinner table to the bathroom. And Riley called me right in that little pocket, that sweet pocket there where it's chaos. And he called me. He's like, "Hey man, it's Riley Stearns." I was like, "Damn, dude, you called me at the wrong time. I'm so sorry." But I love the film. I told him all the research I'd done about him and how I want to be involved. And I pretty much had like 2 minutes to be like, because I was like, "Buddy, are you a good person?" And he was like, "Yeah, I think I'm a good person." And I was like, "Well, I'm a good person, and I kind of just want to really work with good people. I hope we can make it work. I gotta go because my son's about to jump off the table, but I see you later, buddy." And I hung up, and my agent asked me how'd it go, and I was like, "Well, kind of terrible." Next day, Riley was like, "Yeah, man, you're in the film." So it kind of happened in a cool, weird way, and a lot of help from my agent as well, pushing me and showing him the work that I'd done previously. So yeah.
Nice. How old are your kids now?
They're 5. Yeah, I just dropped them off.
I have a 5 and a 3-year-old, so I know that chaos.
Yeah, man. See, yeah, we get it.
So do you like this particular kind of genre of film, kind of like the sci-fi-ish?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm scared of it because I've never really delved into like that sci-fi-ish, dark comedy, thriller kind of movie, and I have a particular rule for myself as an actor: is if I'm scared of something, that means I have to move towards that direction. So until I'm not scared of it. And now I'm not scared of it anymore because, with the help of Riley and Karen and everyone else, they help me figure out this genre. And it is different to what I'm used to. Like I sit perfectly, and I can do a drama easy, and doing like dark, straight comedy, sci-fi is requires a particular set of skills, especially for a Riley Stearns film, because he's very particular. and he knows what he wants, which is awesome as an actor.
We're like, since you haven't kind of done this kind of genre before, or a lot before, were you kind of not scared, but a little nervous the first day or two on set?
I mean, I was scared throughout the whole time, man. Like, to be honest, you know, like, because I've never really done it, and I've always been scared of comedy because I've, you know, I consider myself a dramatic actor. So doing the comedy thing, I'm like, this is not what I don't know how to do this. And I pretty much told Riley, I was like, dude, I don't know how to do this. And he just kept telling me that, don't worry, man, I'm going to walk you through it. And Riley is very particular with how he writes, with how he makes his movies. And he pretty much has it all sorted out when you turn up on set. He's just like, all right, just follow my lead and I'll help you out and I'll help you through it. And it took a couple of takes where I was kind of doing my thing, and Riley was kind of like, all right, I see some habits that you're used to doing. We're gonna cut that. Kind of just say it like this. Just let the words do the work. You know, which was kind of awesome. Like, I was like, it was like a little sensei moment for me. It's like, you know, a chef telling the, you know, apprentice chef was like, just let the knife do the cutting. You know, it was yeah, I just said the words. I said the words, and whatever was in my head at the time was what we were playing with. It was that simple.
There's some lighter moments in like Hawaii Five-0. I mean,
yeah,
not total comedy, but I mean, you've had, you know, those lighter moments.
Yeah, no, I've had those, you know, lighter, but I was, even in 5 hours, kind of like serious Navy SEAL guy, you know, who was always like talking like this, but no, this is definitely it was a challenge. It was the challenge that I knew I needed and everything that I wanted.
So are you like based out of New Zealand now, or do you plan?
Yeah. So during COVID and stuff, I kind of just moved back to New Zealand, and I put my kids in school here because school and kind of everything else in New Zealand is a lot greater than America, like our school system and health system and stuff. So I kind of wanted my kids having the childhood that I had, and learning a bunch of stuff that I knew. And we can take that out to the world, and I'll fly wherever I need to go to.
I've been to New Zealand before, and it's a beautiful place, so I don't blame you at all.
Yeah.
So how did you get your start in acting?
Dude, it was I don't know, like most actors, it was an accident. Like I played rugby my whole life in school, and just the last year of high school, I went to a school where we can afford a drama department, and the last year of high school, an English teacher told me, he's like, yo, we got a drama department, and I was the vice captain of the rugby team. I was like, well, I'm not doing that, I'm the rugby guy. And he's like, well, if you get more people to join, you get to skip 3 classes on Mondays. I was like, heck yeah, man. And so at the next team meeting, I told the entire rugby team, we're all joining the drama club, and you have no choice. So everyone joined, and that's kind of where it started. Like, I remember doing it just for fun, just to skip some classes, and kind of finding out, oh, this is actually cool, because I played rugby to let out pain. By the end, like, I figured that out later when I was older. I played rugby to let out the pain in my life, to let out frustration. And then in drama, I forget where a teacher told me, well, you can let out more. You can let out love, laughter, a bunch of different emotions and a bunch of different parts of your life. And I just remember looking at her and going, like, rugby? And she was like, yeah, like rugby. And she would just talk to me like, so even now to this day in my head, because I never went to any school, I just play rugby in my head. Like, I'm just like, all right, this is kind of what happens. This is kind of how it moves. And I just let the soul bit of me do the work, which is what I know and I've always had. Yeah. So
then at what point did you get like Hawaii Five-0? Because that's where I found out about you.
Yeah. Well, I done a movie. My first movie was called Thank You for Your Service. It was a DreamWorks film. It was with the lead with Miles Teller, and it was written by Jason Hall, who wrote American Sniper, and that was my first ever anything international. And they looked at 1,500 people all over the world and found me in the bottom of New Zealand. This kid who is just like, you know, I almost didn't do the audition. I used my last $50 of that week to do this audition, just because I was just going through stuff in my life, and I just wanted to use this audition to let out some anger. I couldn't care about the audition. And then Jason was like, dude, that kid's got something. And pretty much from that film, Peter Linkoff saw Thank You for Your Service, saw the trailer, and he was like, who is that kid? To Jason Hall. He was like, he's this kid from New Zealand. You should put him in your show. And that's pretty much it.
Nice.
And that's how, yeah. So everything kind of worked in a crazy way. Did
you even have to audition for it?
No, I didn't. I didn't have to audition for it. So, which is great. It's kind of like, I remember my agent calling me up going, yo, you want to do FIVE-0? I was like, I think this is the show my mother watches, New Zealand. And then he's like, yeah. I'm like, is that it? I'm like, yeah. I was like, cool, I'd love to be it. And I thought it was just like a guest role, but, you know, they got me in as, you know, one of the main guys, which is awesome.
I'm an actor too, and I just kind of thought about this the other day. So like, obviously I don't work as near as much as you, but like when I get a part in something like TV show, movie theater, whatever, there's like a little while where I'm like, yes, and just like happy, and, you know, but like with the amount of stuff that you've done, when you get something now, do you have those moments still? Or are you just like, all right, cool, you know?
Yeah, no, I always get those. I think the moment I don't get those moments is, and I'm pretty honest with my soul, and that's when I'll probably leave the job, because there's no point in doing something that I always find things that I know will make me happy. Like even now, like doing the Hawaii FIVE-0 thing, like usually someone tried to tell me, now you're a TV actor, and that kind of irked me the wrong way. I was like, nah, now I'm just gonna do movies. Now you flick the switch, because I'm very competitive, and I'm very competitive with myself. So from then on, I remember leaving FIVE-0 and talking to some of the actors, and they're like, hey, what are you gonna do now? I'm just like, I'm gonna do movies. Like, I want to do the things that scare me. And they all kind of just had a laugh and a giggle. And, you know, then straight away 2 weeks later, I booked Riley's film, and I booked a couple of other films. And it's always exciting. It's always exciting because I'm always trying to challenge myself. Like, and I've always done this my whole life through sports. And I guess I'm doing the same thing in films. I'm running towards the thing I'm scared of. That's the rule. And that's why I'm always excited for the next project, because I'm usually scared of this, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to try and figure this out, you know? So yeah, it's always cool.
What's been your worst audition ever?
Worst audition? Oh, probably one of my first auditions, when they, I walked in with the brightest colors and like a striped shirt, and I didn't know what was going on. I was freaking out at all the lights, and I remember she was asking me to turn profile, and I didn't know what that meant. And she got me to read the lines, and I suffer from dyslexia, I think, and I couldn't read it in front of her, and I was just like, it was terrible. It was the worst. And I remember going, damn, this acting thing sucks. And it kind of put me off. But you know, being the way I am, I was like, well, I got to go back and at least get it right, and then I'll give up. But you know, I kind of got it right and keep getting it right, and you know, here we are today.